Okay, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking about cleansing and restoring, really healing from the inside out. And this is such an important topic because as we go through this, you guys are going to learn what important functions your organs perform for our bodies and how they have a hard time doing so from lifestyle things that we've done, from different toxins that have been added into our diet that didn't used to be there. And when that happens, our organs get compromised and then they can't do the functions that they're supposed to do. And it's really important for our health that they are able to eliminate the way that they're supposed to. So my name is Beth Phillips. I've been using doTERRA for almost 5 years. And I was shared an oil for the first time in my accountant's office. I had gotten some head tension and she shared the blend with me called Past Tense. And I was amazed. At first I kind of laughed at her, but then I was like, okay, I'll try your stuff. And I was amazed how well it worked and how simple it was. And I love anything natural, right? Anything natural we can do for our body is so much better because natural things don't force your body into a response. They support your body to a response. And that's what we're looking for. So in seeing what the power of those was, I immediately went home and started sharing them with my husband, who was going through some major digestive issues at the time. And they have been such a wonderful addition to our family. He's seen such improvement in his overall health and his digestive abilities. And as we're going to go through, that correlates to everything in your body, your immune system, your energy, aches and pains, and inflammation, stuff like that. So we're going to get started. I will share my screen. Okay. Are you guys seeing the PowerPoint? Yes? Okay, cool. And it's big enough? Yes? Okay, cool. All right. So again, this presentation is entitled doTERRA, Healthy from the Inside Out, A Fresh Start to a Healthy You. And this is a good time of year to be talking about this. We know a lot of people, this is the time that we've just finished a season where we've really been off diet. You've been probably traveling to see family, or family's been coming to see you. And we eat all sorts of things we don't normally eat. I know we indulge in a lot more sweets than we normally do, maybe drinks, things like that. But now the new year started off and we're all looking to get back to our diet before, maybe cleanse out some of that stuff we took in, and maybe do feel a little bit better than we did last year. So one of the things I love about doTERRA is they acknowledge that this is a wellness lifestyle. They don't say that, use a couple oils and continue eating junk and you're going to be fine. It really does incorporate everything that you're doing inside your body, outside your body, to get this wellness lifestyle. So this is their wellness pyramid. On the bottom, you will see one of the pillars of this is eating right. It's so crucial. We are what we eat. And it really does make a difference what we're putting in our mouth. So eating right is fundamentally number one of the pillars for our health. And the next is exercise. And there's been a lot more awareness brought to this area. There's much more activity that people are engaging in every day, even with the things that they're wearing, just to try to make sure they're taking enough steps in their daily life, because unfortunately we've become a really sedentary nation. And they say, sitting is the new smoking. When you don't move around enough, you're not oxygenating your body. And that's crucial to your organs and to your health. I'm going to discuss it in a little bit, what it does to candida when you don't get enough exercise. So that piece is really fundamental also for your health. The next one is resting and managing stress. So we all know that stress is a major cause of disease in the body. So get not enough sleep. We are also a nation that goes all the time. And so making sure that you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours sleep is really important. It's not good for your body to function on less than that. And trying to manage stress the best you can. And we're fortunate that we're able to use these amazing little bodies to help with that piece. So, there's mood oils that can help support our mood, and different other oils that are for calming that you can use to help that stress response. The next one is reducing the toxic load. And this is the piece that a lot of people aren't aware of, or they don't really realize where the toxins are coming from in their daily life or how to reduce them. So that's what we're going to go through. And next in the healthcare side is informed self-care and then proactive medical care. So what we see a lot of times is people have a tendency, because our life is so busy and we're got things to do and places to be all the time, we kind of are an ambulance mentality where we ignore things and wait until we're bad enough that we end up having to go to the doctors because we didn't address things early. So that's really what we want to start thinking of. Is there's a saying, listen to your body when it whispers so it doesn't have to yell at you. And what that means is to start noticing different things in your body as they start seeming off, and starting to work with it then, not waiting till you're full-blown, laid out, can't move to take care of yourself. So where does this toxic load come from? One place is pathogens, another is chemicals, and a third is radiation. So we're all familiar with pathogens. They're all around us. If you're at school, if you're at the grocery store, the movies, those pathogens are there. Chemicals have become a really big problem in the last few decades. Unfortunately, they are sprayed all over our food, and so we're ingesting them in that way. They're in the products that we put on our hair, on our face, on our skin. They're all around us. And then radiation, we're inundated with all the time. I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't carry one of these with them, either on their body or in their purse all the time. And so we are surrounded by radiation, Wi-Fi, all of that stuff. You can't really get away from it. So this toxic load puts a stress on our body. They say we're exposed to more toxins now in one day than our great-grandparents were in their entire life, just to give you an idea of the toxic load that our body is dealing with. So what are the exposure pathways where we get these toxins? One is your lungs. So think of that. Every time you're breathing in, all the little things that are rolling around in the air, those get brought into your body through your lungs. That's one of your first defenses to try to fight off those things. The second is your GI tract. So that's your stomach. Your stomach is where the outside world meets the inside world for the first time through food and things like that. And then the last is our skin. And that's one that we don't think of a lot of times because, you know, your skin is your skin, but it's actually your largest organ. And for those of you who use the oils, we know the power, we've seen the power that you can put these on topically and they get inside your body. So that's true with everything else. That's true with the lotions that we're putting on, the makeup we're putting on, the shampoo we use. All of that is getting on our skin, and that's also getting inside of our body. So just trying to reduce that toxic load is what we're looking for. Number one, how do we reduce that toxic load? The first place is just to try to avoid exposure as much as we can. One way we can do that is simply lemon oil. Washing your produce with lemon oil is a really great way just to clean it off from some of the stuff that's on there. And to reduce some of the toxins that we're ingesting. And another way is to diffuse oils into the air. We can use them to clean the air. So oils like lemon or On Guard or Purify are really great to use every single day, at least once a day, to get a good clean air circulating throughout your house. If there's any teachers out there, so great to have these in there. You know, all the little kids come in and some of them show up sick and there's 30 kids in a room, and being able to diffuse these oils into the air will help reduce some of the bad bugs that are in the air. Another way to reduce toxic load and avoid this exposure is just being aware of what you're using on your skin, what you're putting in your hair, what you're washing your clothes with. So your cleanser, your moisturizer, all of that stuff is on your skin and it's going to end up inside your body. With a shampoo and conditioner, something to think about when you are putting these on is when you're in the shower. You're in a nice hot steamy shower, you're sudsing up your hair, and now these little particles are getting massaged into your scalp. All your pores are open because you're inside this nice steamy shower, and that is right next to your brain. So we want to make sure what we're putting on our scalp, which is very close to our brain, is not something that's going to interfere with our body. Another piece that we can think about is our toothpaste. It's such a simple thing to change, but you can Google some of the toothpaste out there and what's in them, and they are not good for us. Why they're in there, I don't know. But there's been studies about the little beads that are in some of them and what they're made of. Also the fluoride, feel free to Google fluoride and what it does inside your body. They did a whole piece on it, The Truth About Cancer recently. So this toothpaste has our On Guard blend in it, which is really great for helping with seasonal threats and things like that. It's also fluoride-free, naturally whitening, and there's also studies between gum health and heart disease and how they're related. So getting that good oil on your gums twice a day is really beneficial to your body. The cleaner is what's next to it. And if you guys haven't had a chance to try the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, it's incredible. I don't know if anybody wants to chime in with a story, but this has the On Guard blend in it as well. It's really cost effective because that is a concentrate. So you make up many, many spray bottles with a few tablespoons of that in there. And now you've really cut out a major toxic load in your house. So many of those cleaning supplies that are aerosol that you're spraying in the air are really, really bad for you. So not only are you getting stuff clean, but you've really done a major reduction to your toxic load. So if anybody wants to share a story, I'll pause for a second. You're not seeing the slides, Amanda?
No, just the welcome slide is the only one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is anybody else having that?
Yeah, only the welcome slide. So maybe it's not playing.
That is so weird. Oh, it says my screen share is paused. Why? Hang on a second.
There you go.
Do you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you seeing any of them, or has it been on the welcome the whole time?
It was on the welcome. I can see other stuff now. Going on that On Guard concentrate, for Christmas for my neighbors, I went ahead and shared like a 12-ounce bottle with some hand sanitizer. Like I literally just gave them On Guard products that I just basically made myself. And two of them have little ones. And two of the things that have come back are, oh my gosh, I feel so comfortable using these, especially on the eating trays or on the tables. And for one of the little boys who's 2.5, who loves to help mom clean, she feels really comfortable having him using this product that's not gonna damage him in any way. I don't, what other word would you use?
Yeah.
And it works great. It actually works really good on your stainless steel appliances, mirrors. That's the only cleaner I use now.
Wow. Yeah, me too. That's amazing. You can get stains out of carpet. It's crazy.
Yes.
Stains you've had in there a long time, they come out.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
And makeup brushes, Amanda, makeup brushes.
Oh yeah, I use it to clean my makeup brushes. It's just blows people away when you just one little tiny, just lather them up real good, and it just pulls all that built up makeup that was stuck in there. It's amazing to see, to see it do that. So I had my husband actually, I know I've been using the oils for like 3 years now, and he's finally, it takes men a little bit longer to get on board. But this last weekend, we had some mold built up in our bathroom because we don't have proper ventilation in there, and after showering and stuff, and it's always closed up. So, so there was some mold spores and stuff that was on the walls that we need to clean off. And he said he got in there, cleaned it, scrubbed it really bad with like TSP, which you guys know is a super heavy cleaner. And he was like, for one, it wasn't working. And he said, he goes, can you just make me something? So I did something really simple, and I just did a bucket of some warm water, about 5-6 drops of lemon oil, and 3 drops of Melaleuca, and a teeny bit of white vinegar. And he took it in there, and he said he just wiped straight across, and it came right off. And he didn't have to scrub or get, elbow grease. And he came back and he said, that stuff is so amazing. And he was just gritting. He goes, I should have filmed that to show like how crazy it was. He goes, we could have used bleach or something, but I would have passed out from the fumes. So I was really surprised that, not surprised, but I'm glad that he's seeing the cleaning power of the oils now as well. So.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, those bathroom cleaners, like they say, spray in there and like leave the room for an hour. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, thank you. So that's the cleaner. And then we also have the On Guard laundry detergent. And I know a lot of women, especially like if their husbands are involved in a job where they're out at work and their clothes get really dirty and they come home, it's so nice to know that you can wash them inside of this and that stuff's getting sanitized. And it is a super concentrate as well. So if you're using the high efficiency washers, it's like 1 tablespoon. And if you're using a regular washing machine, it's 2 tablespoons. So you're not using very much at a time. So I'm just going to go back really quick and show you the slides that you missed so you know what I was talking about. This is that wellness pyramid that we went through, the eating right, exercise, resting and managing stress, reducing your toxic load, and then being proactive in your medical care. Down here is the toxic load, where it comes from. These are your exposure pathways. Why we want to work on avoiding toxic exposure. We can do that with lemon oil, cleaning our produce and diffusing it in the air. And just some ideas, some visuals, that's where we were on reducing the toxic load in your home. So when you just take care of like these 3-4 areas, I can't even imagine if you counted separately all the toxins you would be eliminating from your respiratory system and your skin. It would be hundreds. Okay, so number 2 in here is supporting your defensive functions. So we want to nourish and fortify our body because it requires energy to be able to protect us and detoxify us from what we're taking in on a daily basis. Your liver function is paramount to this activity. And free radicals, which come in through all sorts of things, they are naturally occurring. They're a byproduct of exercise. But free radical damage is like rust on a car. It's like rust on your cells. It starts the aging process. So that's one of the things that we really want to slow down and avoid as much as possible. And also avoiding excessive inflammatory responses, because inflammation is the #1 cause of disease. Too much inflammation, chronic inflammation. So something that we want to make sure to be using as a healthy foundation in our life is the Lifelong Vitality from doTERRA. If you guys haven't tried this before, this is an amazing system of omegas, whole food-based nutrients, and a cellular vitality complex. The 3 of these together help increase your energy naturally, and it also helps support healthy inflammation levels inside your body. They are incredible. I've taken other supplements throughout my life. I'm just always looking to supplement what I knew we weren't getting from food, and I've never felt anything like I have from these. These are really, really good. Your body recognizes them as food just like it does the oils, so your absorption rate is so much higher. We're going to go through a few of the ingredients, just a few, from the Alpha CRS, just because I want you guys to see what's in here. The boswellia in the Alpha CRS helps with maintaining healthy cells, and it's an antioxidant. You've got the Scutellarian root in there, which helps with inflammation, increasing chi, and also calming down that histamine response. So that's something, when your body starts reacting to things it shouldn't be reacting to, that's that histamine response that sometimes gets a little wacky and out of control. So that helps with that. And then milk thistle, which you guys have probably heard of, it's becoming quite popular because it's really good for increasing your liver function. So that's something else that is in there as well. We've got resveratrol, which is another one that's talked about. All this stuff you're probably going to be pretty familiar with because it's talked about a lot by people in nutrition. Dr. Oz talks about it because these are nutrients that are natural and your body can use them to help maintain and support normal body functions. So helping with GI repair, increasing circulation, which is so good, especially for us that are, maybe not quite as active because our job involves sitting at a desk and a computer most of the time. Green tea is in there, which is an antioxidant. Pine bark is going to help with your blood supply and blood flow, and acts like a natural aspirin inside the body. Pomegranate helps with cellular regeneration and also collagen regeneration. So for all the women out there, I know that's something we're always looking for, keeping our collagen levels up. And then pineapple is really good for digestion, which helps support the immune system as well and reduce joint inflammation. Turmeric is another one that's really heavily talked about right now. And it's a powerful antioxidant and helps with heart functions. The neat thing about this Lifelong Vitality blend, and we heard this from a chiropractor who specializes, he studied in China for a long time, and he specializes not only in the different components, but how they combine. That was his study, is how when things combine, something about that synergy where you can take two things that work really well, but together they maximize that. So it's kind of like 1 + 1 no longer equals 2, 1 + 1 = 3. And that's what the mad scientists at doTERRA do with everything. And that's what I find so amazing by every product that they come out with. You have these ingredients on their own that are great, but just, it was one of the ingredients in here, it could have been turmeric, that he was saying you can't just take a turmeric supplement. Your body can't absorb it the right way. It needs the milk thistle in there or something. I could be saying this wrong, but the point is, you can't just take a supplement because you hear a piece is good if you don't have the other thing that's going to help balance it out, or the other thing that's going to help your body absorb it. And the scientists at doTERRA have figured all of that out because he's a chiropractor. He had his own line of supplements before he was introduced to doTERRA. And when he saw these, at first he didn't check them out for a long time. He was like, I already have my thing. But the girl kept saying, no, you have to look at them. And when he finally looked at them and studied them, he's actually done a whole hour-long webinar just on the supplements, because he's like, the combinations that they have come up with in here is incredible, and he's never seen anything like it. So I really encourage you, if you're not on them, try them for a month and see how much better you feel. So then number 3 is supporting elimination functions. So you have 2 sets of chimneys in your body. You got your primary chimneys, where toxins and everything else gets eliminated. That's your intestinal tract and your urinary system. And then you have your secondary chimneys, which is your respiratory system and your skin. So what we want to do is support optimal elimination. You have to make sure your primary chimneys are functioning so you don't overuse your secondary chimneys. A lot of you are probably familiar with people when they do a cleanse and they break out in a rash, or they get really bad acne. And that's because their exit pathways, that yes, they're doing a detox, but the toxins can't get out because their exit pathways are clogged up. So if it can't get out how it's supposed to, it has no choice but to come out your skin, which is your largest organ. So you can tell if somebody's detoxing and they break out that yes, they're detoxing, but their exit pathways are also clogged. And that's why the stuff can't get out where it's supposed to. So you want to make sure your primary chimneys are functioning. You want to have a proper flow in your intestinal tract and your urinary tract and a proper liver function. That way the toxins can get out like they're supposed to, and that's going to help prevent unnecessary skin eruptions from the overuse of your secondary chimneys. So for proper elimination, we have Zendocrine and Terrazyme, 2 of my favorite supplements, and they are for the gastrointestinal tract. So your intestines, the surface area of your GI tract is equivalent to that of a tennis court. What that's talking about are all these little microvilli that you see here. These are all these little fingers, and all the food particles get put into here, and that's how you absorb the nutrients from your food. If you were to spread all of these out, it would equal the surface area of a tennis court. That's how much is in there. But we also need these to be intact and working properly. You guys have probably heard of leaky gut, and that's where these get compromised. And now your food, instead of absorbing the nutrients like it's supposed to and then eliminating, is actually escaping through your intestines out into your bloodstream. And that's not good for your body. It's not supposed to be there. That can cause your body to start attacking things it's not supposed to be, because now you've got this substance out roaming around your body that's not supposed to be there. So Terrazyme helps your intestines function. Your digestive system loves Terrazyme. We just got back from a trip. We were traveling. Traveling can wreak havoc on your system. You're eating foods you're not used to. You're drinking water that you're not used to. This stuff keeps you just flowing. Your stomach feels good. You're eating out a lot more. So you're eating rich foods that are filled with butter and salt and everything like that. And taking this with your meals, ahead of meals is best, but we usually forget, so we take it with the meal. You feel great, and you're actually absorbing the nutrients from your food. So this is a blend of enzymes that help support healthy digestion and your metabolic processes. Enzymes used to be naturally occurring in our food, but because of the growing conditions today, they don't really exist like they used to. And they're super important. They're there to help break down the food and also for you to absorb nutrients from your food. So if they're not in the food that you're eating, your body has a hard time breaking it down. When you can't break down your food, your body starts producing more acid to break down the food. And that's a cause of a lot of discomfort for many people, is that cycle of eating, the food sits there, so your body produces more acid, and they don't feel good, and they start taking stuff for it, and it's this vicious cycle that doesn't end. This Terrazyme complex is so simple. It's food enzymes, and it helps break down this food. So it's really something that anybody can take. You can take it with all your meals or just the ones that you find a harder time digesting. I didn't take this for a long time because I didn't have digestive issues. This is something that my husband started with right away because he did. Really helped him. Then I just started taking it a little bit ago because I'd heard from Boyd Truman and stuff about how good this is for us. And I'm not ever going to stop. It's just, it helps you. You get more energy from your food. You're getting the nutrients from your food. And something else that's really cool is the oils are always finding something to do inside your body. So something that Laura Jacobs said is this complex is even great to take in the morning before you've eaten, because it will find something to do. So if there's no food to digest, it will go look for old, undigested meat, which sounds gross, but if you eat meat, meat's really hard for your body to break down, and it gets stored inside your body for a long, long time. When you take this in the morning, you don't have any other food in there, it will go find old food particles to start breaking down and helping you get rid of, which is great. Really good for your colon and stuff like that. Okay, so you've got your pathways of elimination. Your liver eliminates through your kidneys and your colon. So this endocrine complex is another great blend. This is a powder. It's not the same as the oil, and it helps cleanse your exit pathways. So this is something you want to do before you start detoxing. This piece is so key. Like we talked about, if you start detoxing and the stuff can't get out, it's going to make you feel really crappy, and it's going to start coming out your skin. So what this blend does is give you a healthy cleansing of your exit pathways, your liver, kidney, colon, lungs, and skin. And this is going to help support the organ's capacity to provide cleansing and filtering and get rid of stored toxic waste products. It's a whole food plant herbal extract formula, and it will help clear those exit pathways, so that way when you start to detox, the stuff can actually get out, and that's what you want. This image represents the fact that your liver is king, and we need to take care of it, and we need to support it because it's a huge filtering mechanism for our body. So this is this endocrine oil. It comes in an oil and also comes in a soft gel. Inside of this blend is tangerine, juniper berry, cilantro, geranium, and rosemary. This blend, like Millie was talking about in the beginning, is very extremely potent and powerful. The cilantro in there is one of the only heavy metal chelators on Earth. So we accumulate metals through our lifetime. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of metals in fish right now, and then different things that we've done during our life. Some people have had those metal fillings that they've now had removed, but anytime you take metal into your body, it's one of those things that gets stored in your organs, and that's really, really hard to get rid of. But cilantro is a chelator of that, which is really awesome. The juniper berry in there helps support your kidneys as well, and geranium's really good for your heart. And so this blend together, you're going to do after you've done that first endocrine step. So you've opened up your exit pathways. Now you're going to use this to cleanse and detox. So it helps support healthy liver, kidney, and endocrine detoxification systems. Your endocrine system is related to your hormones. So if you're looking for hormone balance, it's really good to clean out your endocrine system. Then one of the next steps is GX Assist. So this is done for 10 days. This is a little capsule, and in it is oregano, melaleuca, lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, and thyme. So oregano and thyme are hot oils. Little buggies inside your body don't like to hang out and spend time with these. So that's why these are so powerful and in there. You know, the cleansing power of melaleuca. Lemon is really good to get things moving through your body. Peppermint helps cool down those hot oils. And lemongrass is good for a multitude of things. It's also really good for achy joints and things like that. So this blend is something you do for 10 days. This is the heavy duty part of the cleanse. This is when you're trying to get rid of all the stuff in your body that's not supposed to be there. So inside of your, when the toxins are gonna leave your body, 1 second, you want them to be able to get out. And so that's why Slim and Sassy is incorporated into this system. Something interesting is your body wants to protect yourself from toxins. So one thing it will do while you're detoxing is go and store that in your fat cells to protect it from your brain and your heart and your vital organs. Your thighs are not vital to the health of your body. So that's why you'll find fat in those areas. And then your body takes those toxins and shoves them inside the fat cells to protect your body. That's why some people can find that they're dieting and they're exercising and they're having a hard time losing weight, is because you have toxins stored in that fat and your body doesn't want to release it. It wants to hang on to it to protect your body. So that's why Slim and Sassy during this process is incorporated, because as you're releasing these toxins, we want to use the Slim and Sassy to help flush it all the way out so they don't get stored in your fat. 70% of your body's immune function is inside your GI tract. That is huge, and there's so much research coming in surrounding this area. This was not a known fact just a few decades ago. And I think in just the next few years, they're going to be finding out so much more that has to do with this function in the body. When your digestive system is compromised, 70% of your immune system is compromised. So that's why this piece is so, so important. And you will find, you know, this is a cleanse. It's not a beautiful experience, but on the other side of this, you are going to find things in your body feeling and responding so much better, because now your body is working like it's supposed to be and it's not fighting so hard. So you've got your stomach, which has an acidic level of 1.3. If you guys are familiar with a pH scale, that's extremely acidic. It's about as acidy as a car battery. And the function of this is to protect your body from parasites and things like that. So like we mentioned, your stomach is the first time the outside world meets the inside of your body as you're eating foods. And so that pH level is really high to help kill off buggies that aren't supposed to be inside your body. Something that we learned through my husband's experience is when you're taking things to reduce that acid level, you've also now compromised that part of your body's function, and that's not a good thing. And so we want to be taking this stuff to support our body so that we're not manually trying to mess with this pH level ourselves. Your body has it that way for a reason. So you also have intestinal microflora. These are friendly bacteria. They help with digestion. They prevent the growth of harmful pathogens, and they help with your cells for their immune response. So these need to be in there, but they are something that needs to be taken care of and something that can be damaged. One way they can be damaged is by physical stress. Stress can compromise these, as well as the chemicals and the toxins that we take in. An unhealthy diet can do it, as well as traveling, like we talked about. We all know about Montezuma's Revenge and things like that when you're out traveling. exposing your body to bacteria that you're not used to. And antibiotics are also a big threat to these because they kill off the good and the bad bacteria. When you have compromised microflora, some things you might notice is digestive discomfort, sensitivities, chronic GI challenges, being tired, not having energy, and an underactive immune system. When people you have those friends that get sick all the time, that usually indicates there's something going on in their digestive tract that's not functioning the way it's supposed to. So after you've gone through the GX Assist to get rid of all the bad, now we want to start repopulating with the good. And that comes from the PV Assist. That's our probiotic from doTERRA. These things are amazing. If you haven't tried them yet, the technology here of having that double capsule, you think you guys can see that. There's that clear capsule on the outside and that little bit of clear liquid, and then that green capsule on the inside. This stuff is incredible because what it does is probiotics are life cultures, if you're familiar with that. And when we take them, your stomach acid is there to kill off live things. So it kills off a high percentage of these live cultures that we're trying to get inside of our stomach. So with this double encapsulation process, that clear capsule dissolves inside your stomach, and then it delivers that green capsule into your intestine. So it's actually opening up inside your intestine where you want these friendly bacteria. And it's also that clear little liquid there is a prebiotic fiber. It's what that bacteria feeds off of. So not only have you delivered the live cultures where they're supposed to go, you've also given them a food source to set up shop. So that just goes back to, doTERRA does everything for optimal benefit. And this is just incredible to me. Our probiotic system is fantastic. So definitely something, if you're not taking these, you will see, I saw benefits in my skin, energy levels, everything is when I started taking these. And if anybody has any stories they want to share about these products as we go through, please feel free. So this is the 10-day restore set of your 30-day cleanse. You've got the pre and probiotics all in one capsule, 5 billion of them. There's 30 capsules per bottle, and they're time released. The other cool thing about this is you actually have different types of bacteria that live in your upper and lower GI. And this has the different strains of bacteria for those 2 levels of your GI system. So super cool. And then that clear liquid we were talking about is that fructose stuff. And it is a short chain dietary fiber. It's a growing medium for the prebiotics, and it helps support the friendly bacteria. So the other piece to this is the DDR Prime. This blend is amazing for optimal cell turnover. The frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, summer savory, clove, and niaouli are put together in here to help promote healthy cells in your body. Cells get damaged all the time, and they are either repairable or they're not. And so this blend can go through and help with the ones that need to be repaired and help get rid of the ones that are too unfixable. So this blend comes in an oil or a capsule. If you can't swallow capsules, that's why they came out with the oil formula, but the capsule delivery system is very good. So it helps support cellular immunity and health. It provides a good response to free radicals, and it offers unparalleled support in the body's natural free radical defense system. So this is something that can be taken daily for optimal well-being. It's definitely something like, along with the lifelong vitality, DDR Prime is something that I take every day. So Slim and Sassy, cleansing support during weight loss. So while you're going through this process, like we talked about, we want to make sure that you have this Slim and Sassy in there so your body's not taking the toxins and storing them inside your fat. So the Slim and Sassy is here to help manage your appetite and lift your mood during dieting. It helps support a healthy metabolism and a management of toxins. So while you're doing this process, Millie was so kind to create a new graphic for us that includes all the ingredients in here. Amanda's cheering, yay! Okay, so There's some of these things that you're going to be taking the entire 30 days, and then other ones that you're taking broken up. The ones at the top, you're taking the entire 30 days. That is your Lifelong Vitality, the Slim and Sassy, the Zendocrine powder formula, and the Terrazyme. So you take those throughout the process. Then starting, and the Zendocrine soft gels there as well. On day 11, you start the GX Assist. And so from day 11 to 21, for those 10 days, you're killing off all the bad stuff. While you're going through this program, it's really important to watch your diet. You know, we talked about eating right as being the foundation for health. So as you're trying to kill off different things inside your body, you don't want to be feeding them, because that's going to confuse your body and not help it in what it's trying to do. So good things to do as prepping your body for this cleanse is to start cutting out sugar, meat, alcohol, and caffeine. That's the hardest part. But if you can start weaning yourself off of that for a couple weeks before, it'll be easier for you to get through this process. And then the last 10 days is the fun part. It's the PB Assist, the DDR Prime. You're going to feel amazing. You're not going to want to put any of that junk back in your body because you feel so clean and good. And this system here, it can be done in 30 days. And we actually have somebody on our team, Alyssa, who's going to be starting a cleanse in April. So she's so sweet. She wants to do that with a group of you guys and just go through it together and have a support group so you guys can keep each other accountable and you have people that are going through the steps with you. So she's going to put her contact information under the post where I put in this recording. So if you guys want to reach out to her and join her group, she's going to be setting it up. She's going to set up March as kind of a prep month. So everybody's taking their Lifelong Vitality. You can start being conscious about what you're eating, maybe even start the Slim and Sassy if you want to. And then in April, she's going to start the cleanse. So that's going to be really cool. And if you don't have the products yet, or you're not enrolled yet, we do have a system that is available. It's the Cleanse and Restore Kit. It is an enrollment kit. So you get 25% off anything you order in the future for a year. And you're going to get all the products that we talked about today, except for the Slim and Sassy. You can add that on if you want. And the Slim and Sassy does come in an oil and a soft gel. So the oil you can add to water and drink. The soft gel is just a capsule. You can pop it and take it. It just depends on your preference. They're both good. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. And Alanush asked, how often can you do this cleanse? This is recommended to be done quarterly. You don't need to do it more than that. You can definitely stay on the Terrazyme and DDR Prime all the time. They're good for you. But to do like the GX Assist and the Zendocrine oil and stuff, that part is just to be done quarterly. Do you guys have any other questions or comments or stories?
It's like crickets.
No.
Hey, Beth. So quick question. I take my LLBs and I do my PB Assist every day. And I do that for my body. For my voice as well. When I do start the cleanse, do you recommend me stop the PB Assist or just continue with it?
Stop.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially while you're doing the GX Assist, because they'll cancel each other out.
That makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, I had a question. Yay, me! Do I get a prize? Okay, I'll stop now.
Okay. Anybody else? I see you're on there, Carla. You don't got any questions?
Hey, Pat, I have a question. If you're already done doing the 10 days with the GX Assist and the 10 days with the PB Assist, and you're not doing the cleanse anymore, but you want to still use the probiotics, can you? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, you know, it kind of depends on your body's needs. I heard from Boyd Truman that 10 days a month with the PB Assist is sufficient. But if you're somebody who's got something going on and your doctor really wants you on a probiotic, then, you know, follow his instructions. But for a normal cycle of a person, 10 days a month is good.
Okay. My next question is, so if you've already done the cleanse like 2 months in a row, for example, how long should you wait until you do it again?
At least 3 months. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
This was great.
Good.
Mm-hmm. And I have to share that I got the Slim and Sassy gum, and it is amazing. Everybody that I've sampled it, even people that have never used Slim and Sassy oil, I just ask them, do you want a piece of gum? And they try it and they're like, this is delicious. And it's really good. It's not super overpowering. And it really does help curb your appetite. And like for me, it helps me crave like natural, unprocessed, healthy foods. You know, I crave, you know, fruits and vegetables and things like that. Like, whereas I normally would want like some goldfish crackers or something. So it really helps. I don't know. It helps balance that craving for me.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, we put this PowerPoint together before the gum was out. I forgot. We're gonna have to put that in here.
Yeah.
Because that would be great to be actually chewing on while you are going through the dieting portion of this, because it's going to help, right? That Slim and Sassy blend is going to help. Slim and Sassy is great, you guys. If you haven't tried it, we, tried it for the first time a few years ago, and I put it in my water. Make sure if you, because I put like, okay, so I had a water bottle and I put like 5 drops in there because they said in the beginning, if you're looking for weight loss, do 5 drops 3 to 5 times a day. So I put the 5 drops in the water, but you want to make sure you shake your water before you drink it, because oil and water don't mix. So all the oil was sitting on top and I drank it and it was like all that oil came at one time. But I like it now because I try to drink a lot of water and water gets boring. So I don't mind the flavor of it. But it does have that strong pepperminty flavor. So if you don't prefer it, you can do the gel caps. But after I'd been doing it for a few days, you're right. Like I could, go somewhere, and if my son had French fries on his plate with his meal, it didn't even sound good. Or things like my downfall's cake and stuff like that, or cookies, and people could have it and it wasn't appealing, which was so weird. I was like, how is this happening? So it does really help support you craving those things you're not supposed to be having.
Also, you can diffuse Slim and Sassy. I have a couple of clients that diffuse it while they bake, and they're not as inclined to nosh on their samples.
Smart. Okay.
Yeah. I also heard in the summertime of making it like the unscented lotion, doing a couple drops with the unscented lotion for like an anti-cellulite cream. It has like skin tightening properties with the grapefruit in there and all those things. And I just think that's super cool. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah. Yeah, really cool. So get started, get your, Alyssa, the reason Alyssa's doing it in April is she wanted to give everybody like February and March time to collect all these supplies, the supplements that they needed. And then also to get started on the Lifelong Vitality if you weren't on it already, and just start introducing some of this stuff to your system, the lemon oil, those different things. But if you're interested in doing it, there's going to be that group starting. And I think it's a really fun way to do it, because it does just that little bit of accountability helps you stick to things easier, to know that people are going through it at the same time you are. And I think it should be really fun.
Also, Beth, Dr. Hill on his page is doing a weight loss, not a challenge of sorts, but he's putting it out there where he's going to try using all the Slim and Sassy products to try to lose a couple of pounds from his trip to Cabo. So that's just another guest input to look at information and to see what he's doing and to kind of commiserate together.
For sure. He's so cute. Yeah, it's on his Facebook page right now. If you guys want to check it out, he posted his video.
I love that.
His grandson said he was a little fluffy, and he was like, oh, I guess I got to start looking into some weight loss. So that's cute. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, you guys. Oh, wait, we got more questions. So once done with a cleanse, can you continue taking the DDR Prime with the Lifelong Vitality? Absolutely. Like, best thing you can do for your body, for sure. 2 a day is what's recommended. So you could take like 1 in the morning, 1 at night, or whatever works for you. We know a lot of people on our team as well that if you are really into working out, into fitness, the DDR Prime helps them recover faster. So that's another benefit as well. Not only just the healthy cell turnover, but it does help with recovery if you're one of those workout people.
Hey, Beth, best case scenario, if you have somebody starting with long life vitality, would you recommend just DDR Prime? Or what would be like, let's say if you had carte blanche and somebody goes, I want to try the vitamins, but I want to put something else for just everyday maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you would just definitely kind of go, you just cannot not have this?
I think it would be 3. It would be the Lifelong Vitality, Terrazyme, and DDR Prime.
Okay, smart.
Yeah, because taking Terrazyme with your Lifelong Vitality helps you absorb them even better as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm giggling, sorry.
The Terrazyme's amazing, you guys. It's just incredible.
It really is.
I really like what you said about Terrazyme, taking it early in the morning before eating.
Mm-hmm.
I had never thought of that or heard of it, so this is going to be great.
Yeah, so something I do, and this was just something I came up with in my head. It's not written anywhere, but I do the Terrazyme, and then I do PB Assist also before I eat, because I figure I want the little bugs to get where they're supposed to be and not have to work their way through my breakfast or dinner. So I take it on an empty stomach as well. And I mean, I don't have a sensitive stomach, so it doesn't bother me, but I just figured it's kind of cool that it can just get right where it's going without having to make its way through anything.
So I have a question about using the Lifelong Vitality in for pregnancy for like prenatal vitamins.
Uh-huh.
Since they came out with the new formula for the folate, the natural folate, is it still recommended that they take an additional form of folic acid because we're able to absorb the whole folate in this form?
You know, I'm not sure. That would be something really good to ask like Jenna or Sam, because Jenna's gone through 2 pregnancies with this.
Okay.
And it also kind of just depends on their doctor's guidance too and where their levels are at. But we can definitely ask Jenna and maybe post the answer.
Okay.
How many PB assists during the cleanse? Is it okay to take 1 PB assist after the cleanse? Yes. So during the cleanse, I'm trying to think. Is it 1 per day, Carla? Since you've just been doing it?
Yeah, just one day. One per day.
1 PB assist a day. And if you want to continue it after, you can. But like I mentioned, Boyd Truman, who has an extensive knowledge base in essential oils, he's been using them for over 20 years, and his mom's written books on them. He just recommended that if you don't have any reason that you need, that extra, that just 10 days per month of PB Assist is sufficient for the average person. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, you guys. This was fun. And get your stuff together and join Alyssa.
Thank you so much, Beth.
Okay. Have a good afternoon, you guys.
Thank you.